creatives, and today I'm here to share the Take5 art journal collaboration for February 2019, and I'm super excited because I'm so happy that I made it to make this video. First of all, I'm going to share the prompts with you. If you hear something, Coda is harassing my laptop. The prompts for February are hearts, and this can either be an image or a word or both, whatever you like. Then splatter. Third is gold. Fourth is texture, and the fifth is collage. So as you can see, I'm starting out with the collage, and I just took some papers from my scrap bin and I tore them up, and Coda is harassing me. I tore them up and I am going to stick them on my page randomly. I love to start a page like this because I'm not arting much as I'm still recovering from my anemia, and this is just a good way to get you started. It's just simply collaging some papers on my background. I also chose this page in my art journal for this because you can see I have some bleed through, and by adding these papers the bleed through will be gone. You will not notice it anymore. So I'm just randomly sticking some papers down with Amsterdam gel medium matte. After I finished collaging, I'm of course going to heat set this with my heat gun so that my page is completely dry, because the gel medium will stick if it is not dried completely. So now I'm taking my gesso and I need to stir it up again because it didn't look good. I haven't used it in a long time, but it's okay. And I am just putting some gesso on my page, and now I'm going to use a dry brush to brush it out. So at first it looks like it will cover everything up and you will not see my collage bits under there anymore, but I will take a baby wipe after I finished covering up the page, and I will remove some of the gesso so it is more of a wash. At the end of this page you will not see a lot of these collage pieces through my art, but I'm not bothered by that. It's more about the process. I did a collage, I enjoyed it, I had fun, and that's what matters. You don't have to see everything on your page. I started this page out with an idea, so I always cross my fingers when I have an idea if it will turn out the way I imagined it would be. I'm not quite sure if it did, but the more I look at it, the more I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to use my Dylusions paints, and this is rose quartz, and I'm just going to swipe some color, do some color blocking on my page, and fill my background with some pinks and reds, and I also believe a purple. This is the color Peony blush, I believe. I tried to do it in somewhat of a light to dark, so that I would start up with the light colors first, because that is what I like to do. You can always darken a page, but you can never lighten the page. It's very hard to do so. So I'm just going to continue this process. It was really relaxing. I had a lot of fun. And now you are watching me paint. I would love it if you would participate in our challenge. We are with 12 other ladies and they are also all linked down below, so you can see what they did with these amazing prompts. The prompts of this month were from Shay. She is one of our newest members and she is amazing. She is such a lovely lady. So I would love it if you would check them all out. If you make your page, please post it on Instagram with hashtag Take5Art so we can all have a look. And if you made a video, please send me a link so I can add you to our playlist, because I make a playlist for every month with all the videos that I can find and our videos, so you can watch them back to back. So now I'm adding some cherry pie color. I just got this color and oh, I love this color. It is just so pretty. It's beautiful. And it was so much fun to just paint and you know, just create a background. After completing all the painting on my page, I of course will dry this, because I dry in between every step, and then I will continue with some stamping. So for the prompts that I did collage, and I also did a bit of texture, but that prompt will come back later on because I think it's not enough. So I'm taking this stamp and I'm going to stamp randomly. I use archival ink Jet Black, and if you are wondering what supplies I'm using, there's always a list of supplies in the description box down below, so you can see all the color names and all the stamps and every wonderful thing that I use to make my page. So because it is almost February, or it is February, practically February when we post this video, I'm getting a little bit in the Valentine's Day mood, and especially with the heart prompt, I really felt the love. So this page turned out to be a page about my husband, and I will tell you more about that later. So I'm not just randomly stamping on my page. I also used a heart here. That is one of the prompts, but I will come back to do better hearts, more hearts, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to dry this too, because the archival ink was still a bit wet and I didn't want it to smudge. Now I'm taking a pencil and I'm going to draw in some hearts. I don't think you can see it very well on camera, but I was able to see it quite good. And it's just a reference for me, all these hearts that I'm drawing here, because I wanted to blank out. I think it's blank because I didn't use black, so I used white to paint around the heart. So at first I used a brush, but I really didn't like the texture it was leaving. So I'm going in with my fingers and I'm going to cover my page around the heart with the Dylusions white linen. And I chose the white linen because it is a transparent or translucent paint. So you can see the background through it. It gives a sort of a hazy, foggy look, and I really like that. So that you can see all my work I did still a little bit through the white paint. After completing this step, of course, I'm going to dry it, dry my page again, but I didn't dry it good enough because I'm impatient like that. I took a Sharpie permanent marker and I am doodling around my heart. And I love to do this. It gives so much more dimension to a shape, and I love to do the scribblies. If you are a follower of me for a long time, you know that I love to do these scribble hearts and circles and borders, you know, like all of the good stuff. And so that is what I did on the hearts. I really enjoyed this. Now I'm going to do a doodly border because I can't live without doing a doodly border. I try. Guys, I try to not do a doodly border, but I don't know, it just feels incomplete. So I had a marker already in my hand. I just couldn't resist, so I did do a doodly border. Now I'm taking some gelatos because I want to bring some depth to my hearts and some shading. So I'm trying out a little bit. It's been a long time since I did something like this, so I'm trying to get the feel for it back a little bit, and I think it turned out really good. For someone who didn't do this for a very long time, I think it turned out really good, and I'm happy about it. So I'm taking a metallic grape because I like the shine of it, and it's such a creamy gelato. It smears like wonderful. So I'm putting on my shading, and after this I will put in my highlights, and I'm fiddling around with it a little bit on how I want it to look. And then I found out that what I'm doing right now was the right way to do it, to get the look that I wanted. So it gives a little bit more dimension, or a 3D look on the hearts. I'm not quite sure how to call it, but it really happy with the result of this technique. And I used my gelatos again. I have neglected them a lot, so I'm really happy that I'm using them again. So now it is time for I think we are at the third prompt, and I'm going to combine two prompts. This is a gold spray. It's a Cosmic Shimmer Mist in rich gold, and I'm going to splatter this all over my page. So I have, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 prompts down now. And I just love the shine. I love the gold splatter. It's one of my favorite things to do, and as you can see, I couldn't stop. I just had so much fun to splatter this on my page. And now I'm going to dry this, and after this is dry, I'm going to take my black Dylusions and I'm going to splatter. So I dry in between because I didn't want the gold and the black to mix too much, because they both react when they get wet again. I didn't want them to mix too much together that I would get a gray. And now I'm going to take another gelato, a red one, because I felt like the heart should have gotten somewhat of a shadow on the white pieces of my page. I don't know if I like this. I'm looking back at this and I don't know if I really like the way I did this. I struggled a bit with the gelato and I don't know, but it's there, and I'm just going to continue my page. In the end, it's not, you don't see a lot of it. I think I should have done a better job at determining where to put the gelato and the shading. So now I'm going in with a white paint pen. This is a Sharpie paint pen. And I'm going to doodle again over the hearts. This is something that I also love to do a lot. The black and the white. And I wasn't sure if I wanted it, but when I completed this step, I knew I wanted also the white lines. Now I'm going to add some guidelines for my quote. And I'm going to write this first in pencil because I often make spelling mistakes, and if I don't use a pencil, I always make spelling mistakes. So I'm doing this first with a pencil. But I was thinking that the quote would fall away if I would just add it right now with a black pen. So I am going to white out the 3 places where the quote will be. I first tried it with the white linen, but that wasn't opaque enough for me. And of course it turned gray because I have Dylusions under there, the black marble. I don't get bothered by that. It's just how products work together. I was just not happy with the opacity of the white linen. So I'm going to dry this, and after I dried this I will put on some... Oh, I'll first rewrite my quote to get the lines back and then I put on some gesso to really make it white, because I found out that I really wanted it to be white. And after I did this with my fingers, I love to paint with my fingers, I'm going to dry this again. And after I dried this, I'm going to write my quote in a Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen in B. So my quote says, I love you because you are you. And this is something that I say to my husband. So that is why this page turned out to be a page about him. When we started dating and like in the beginning of our relationship, I told him so many times that I just love the person that he is, that I don't care about the stuff he has or the job that he has. I really don't care. I love him because he is him. He is he. And this is still something that I say to him very often. And it's maybe not the most beautiful quote in the world, but it's a special one for me. So I wanted to put that in my art journal. And now I'm going to do my last prompt, which is texture. I'm going to apply some modeling paste through a stencil all over my background, over my page, to give the texture, and that completes all the prompts. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I would love it if you would consider subscribing. Don't forget to check out all the ladies and participate in this wonderful challenge. It is so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!